Nasser Zuberi. I'm the CEO of the Luxembourg House of Financial Technology. That's a public-private initiative in Luxembourg to drive financial services innovation for the broad industry within Luxembourg. Absolutely. I'm very keen to build a strong bridge between Luxembourg and Switzerland because of the overlaps in the sectors, specifically asset management and private banking. There's clear synergies in terms of the innovation focus within both sectors, and there's value add that I think some of our knowledge and experience and startups and programs in Luxembourg can deliver to the Swiss community and vice versa. I think so our board and our partners is public-private. We have 6 people from the public sector and government sitting on our board, as well as 13 private sector CEOs and MDs. Critically, the Minister of Finance is our chairman and heavily engaged. And I think that's really the core of the success story behind the Loft, is that government and private sector working hand in hand in order to drive financial services innovation for the benefit of the country. 30% of GDP comes from financial services. The government can't fail to ignore the sector and ensure that it continues to develop into the future. Well, the startups are not the core of our mission, but they're an important ingredient within that and building the ecosystem. They provide a catalyst for the energy and ideation and creation within financial services innovation, and having a space becomes a focal point and a hub for everyone to meet, to aggregate, to talk, to create and ideate, and to come up with new solutions. I think it's fundamentally critical that there's something physical there in order to help move the sector forward. Well, I mean, principally the reason why we want to focus on strategic partnerships is that also working with you, that really you're the focal point and the control point, so that we work hand in hand together. So if there's a firm from Switzerland that's interested, they mention it to you and they feel happy to do so, and you give us a call and introduce them to us. And our job then is really to handhold them, to provide the soft landing platform, to reduce the administrative burden, the risks and the business risks of getting set up on a very individualized basis. It's hard work for us. We don't provide an incubation program. We cater for everyone's needs individually, right from visas through we've taken people around house hunting and through to the formal stuff of helping them open bank accounts, helping them do their memorandums of association, introducing lawyers, accountants, etc. So as I say, the best point is hopefully is to come to you, John, and to say, you know, we want to expand into Luxembourg, how can you help us? And then we work together to help them. The biggest and most obvious thing is you'll start seeing the firms from the UK signalling their intent to set up their European offices. The PSD2 and MiFID II and whatever other GDPR and regulations will become on the back burner, and they're going to start having to make calls as to where their European offices are. Hopefully Luxembourg and Switzerland will do quite well out of that. Yeah, I mean, from a banking perspective, I mean, open banking we think is a good thing. I think the banks are embracing it. It's just that they're not ready for it. You're talking about Goliath institutions with complex technologies, and they don't really want to open up. But what they need to realize is that it's not really a disservice to them. It's actually an ability to control and better monitor and license the firms that are connecting to them anyway via screen scraping and other technologies. So that delivers more control and obviously fits quite nicely with control of data for us as consumers. It leads to a better marketplace. Banks need to decide how they're going to compete in that world going forward, because that is a fundamental structural change. There's opportunities. Some banks are beginning to say, we're a manufacturer or we're going to be a distributor, but they need to start making those calls.